Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's OET Mock Speaking class with Swoosh English. My name's Scott. I'm the Managing Director and OET teacher at Swoosh English. You might have heard of us before. We're an OET All-Star, an OET Premium Preparation Provider, Exam Academy. We've helped thousands of students pass their OET exams before, and it's an absolute pleasure doing these sessions with official OET every so often. So if you don't know me, well, thank you. It's nice to meet you too. And if you've been around before, well, then welcome to the most latest class that we're doing here at Swoosh English. That was very bad grammar. I apologize about that. The latest class that we've done here at Swoosh English. So everyone, feel free to say hello. You'll see in the chat box where you're watching on Facebook and where you're watching on YouTube. Please comment, say hello, even give us a like or subscribe to us on the YouTube channel by clicking on the little bell, or give us a thumbs up on the Facebook channel. It's an absolute pleasure seeing all of you guys today. So let's see who we have who has joined us across all of the channels that we actually have today. We got Divine. Hello, Divine. Says good afternoon, sir. Hello, Divine. Where are you from and where are you coming in today? We have Madingi. Say hello to you too, Madingi. How are you doing today? We have Ivy, the mysterious Ivy. Ooh, hi to Ivy. We have Dimpy has said hello. Hello, Dimples. Welcome to the session today as well. I just want to say, if I'm saying anyone's names wrong, I apologize well in advance. And Divine has said, I am from Abu Dhabi, Emirates. Fantastic. That's who's joined us on the Swoosh English channel so far. Let's see who we have on the Facebook channel for OET. We got Navdeep. Hello, Navdeep. We got Ina. We got Moira. We got Jem from the Philippines. We got Stefano. We got Grishma. We got Sarah. We got Anshari from the beautiful Kerala in India. Lovely part of the world, I must say. We have Janitha. We have Karen. We have Pramila. We have Mika. We have Sarah from Sudan. We have Rose. We have Oladosu from, I think that's Nigerian flag, my friend. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Let me know in the comments where it actually is. We have Anu. We have Okafor from Nigeria as well. We have Sheila, Stephanies, and Janitha in the Facebook channel. Let's have a look on the YouTube channel. Who do we have today? We have Santini from India. We have Ajesh that says, hi, Scott. We got Agrata from Nepal. We got the Multiverse Pictures. You're talking about Spider-Man. Musmi from India. Doa from the UK. Alina from Kerala. Binny says hello. Robidia from India. Musib from Pakistan. And Somali from, Shini, from Bahrain as well. We have Fadi, who is checking in from Houston, Texas today. Very good. It's a very early start for you. If you're in Houston, Texas, you should still be asleep, my friend. Very good, guys. Welcome to the session, and thanks a lot for coming along today. A few more people want to say hello really badly. We have O-Red for watching from Singapore. Welcome to the session today, O-Red. We have Laura Dana says hiya. Hello, Laura Dana. Welcome to today's session. We have Binin Sunni from Kerala. We have Sariga from living in the UK. And we have Jinju that says hi, Scott, as well. Welcome, guys. It's lovely having you here today. So, of course, use the comment box. Tell everyone where you're from. You know, what time it is with you as well. Have a little conversation with everyone in the chat box today while we get stuck into today's OET Mock Speaking class today as well. A bit about me before we begin, in case you're new to these sessions. I've been an OET teacher now for a good number of years, an exam preparation and English language teacher for significantly longer. I'm from Ireland, where I'm currently living, but I spent a good number of years teaching in various parts of the world, including Vietnam, China, even Melbourne, Australia, where I first found out about OET when I lived there, and the Gulf countries, Eastern Europe, but now based in my own office back in my hometown of Ireland, which is a lovely, lovely place. So guys, let's just get stuck into today's session. But as I said, you know, give us a like, give us a comment, and give us a subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel, and follow along with Swoosh English as we help you prepare to pass your OET exam the first time. Absolute pleasure hosting you guys today. Okay, so let's get stuck into the class. What will we be doing today? Well, of course, it is a mock exam speaking class. So if there wasn't anything mock exam happening in today's class, then that would be a bit strange. So let's go through the lesson aims for today's session. Well, of course, I'm going to be asking you a few more questions today because I think it's really important that I get to know you and where you are in your OET preparation today, so I can give you some friendly and helpful advice. After that, we're going to learn a bit about the scoring criteria for OET speaking, kind of gloss over it a bit. Then I'm going to go through a few essential tips for important aspects of the scoring criteria, and they include how to build rapport, how to demonstrate empathy, and how to offer a bit of reassurance to the patient when you're doing your role play. So a few tips coming up on those. You're going to take part in or listen to some OET role plays with me. Yes, a few lucky students today are going to get a chance to do some OET speaking with me. How great is that? And you can, of course, listen to the feedback on the student performance and, of course, give your own. I encourage everyone to be as commentative and active in this session today as well. Don't just rely on my feedback. Give as much feedback of your own as well. And if we have time, there will be a brief Q&A at the end of the session today. So it's going to be about 60 minutes this session today, but often I kind of stretch it into a bit of a longer class. So there's a lot of action-packed content coming up today. Also, we're going to be giving away a free resource today, guys. It's going to be a great free speaking guide. It's going to go through all the tips in today's session and more from us at Swoosh English. But you have to stay to the very end of the class to get that. So make sure you stay at the end of the class to get access to your free speaking guide. It's our gift to you for coming along today. Okay, guys, over to you. Fingers on your keypad or thumbs on your phone, depending on where you're watching today. I want to know a bit about you and your journey, your dreams and your aspiration. I want to know, what do you want to do when you pass your OET exam? And don't just say, I want to take the PLAB, I want to take the OSCE, I want to do the NCLEX, not the rudimental things, the big dream. If you could summarize the reason why you're doing the OET exam and going through all of the steps to pass it, what's your goal at the end? What's your big dream and what's your big aspiration? Let me know in the chat box, please, guys. I look forward to this. I love this part of the session when everyone tells me about why they're doing it. Okay. While I'm waiting for some more comments to come in on this question, I'm going to just say hello to some more people who have said hello to me. We have Rani. Hello, Rani. Welcome. We have Zoe from Kuwait. Welcome to the session today, Zoe. And we have Vijesh has also said hello. Hello, Vijesh. Hope that you are doing very, very well. Okay, cool. Let's see who else has commented today. All right. So Anastasia has said, apply for a foundation program in the UK. City wants to work in the UK. Hopefully you can do that, City, if you work hard and apply appropriately. Absolutely. Rona has said to continue my UK application and work in the UK. Leanne said, I want to work as a UK nurse and build my family there. Lovely, Leanne. Lovely idea. Ayub has said organization and GMC to pass the PLAB 1. Anne said, work and pursue my dream in the UK. I'll take one more, guys, but I wish I could talk to them all. Jem has said to apply and work as a radiographer in the UK. So lots of people here want to move to the UK. Fantastic. Lovely, guys. Thanks very much for those dreams. Lovely. Let's see who else has made a few comments here. Millie in YouTube said, I want to be a UK registered nurse. Shilpa said, living my life in London. And Rosie has said, work as a registered nurse in the NHS hospital in the UK. Lovely, guys. Lovely comments. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We've got a few more. It's a couple of more coming in right now. Irene has said to continue my career in the UK. And Vijesh has said, I would like to work in Ireland or the UK. Lovely, guys. Lovely. I love hearing this stuff. You can fulfill your dreams if you work hard towards it and work appropriately towards it as well. More about that coming up in the session later on today. So that's that question. Second question I have for everyone is, you're all here in a speaking class today. And of course, many candidates find the speaking exam to be the toughest part of the exam, because after all, you have to speak to someone about a medical role play in a language that is not your first. It can be very nerve-wracking, so to say. So I want to know, what's your biggest challenge with OET speaking? Give me an element of the exam that you find quite tricky when it comes to OET speaking. It could be your fluency, it could be your time management, it could be the nerves you have speaking, it could be knowing when to use formal or informal vocabulary appropriately. It could be how to express empathy in a direct or indirect way, etc., etc. Let me know, guys, what the answers are to this question here. Well, I'm waiting for those. Eloisa has said, I want to work in the UK as a nurse to save money for myself and my family. And Afi has said to dream to work as an RN in the UK and settle with my family. Lovely, guys, lovely. So a few answers to the question. Sristi has said fluency, of course, maintaining that speaking speed and also ensuring that you don't have any breakdowns in your speaking as well. Limit has said time management as well, making sure you get your role play completed within the time. These are good. Dimple has said, I remember 10 years ago when I was not yet in line with my course, working in a different line of job. I always had desire to be working as a UK RN. Now I believe it is the perfect time to jumpstart my ultimate dream to become one. Lovely idea. Nice typing there too, Dimple. You're doing plenty of writing practice today as well as speaking. Sristi has said fluency and confidence. And Afi has said time and fluency. All of these guys are really, really good reasons for doing so. And of course, in today's session, we'll try and cover some tips and tricks on all aspects of that, as well as give you a few takeaway points on how to overcome them in your own time. But of course, make sure you stay to the end to get access to that free speaking guide, which will go through all of those aspects and more completely free with us at Swoosh English. Okay, guys, let's get into the start of the lesson now. We're going to talk very, very briefly about the scoring criteria. Now, for those who have taken the OET exam before, or you know it already, simple question. I don't want anyone to not get this one correct. But there are two sets of scoring criteria in the OET exam, and I want you to tell me what they are. Fingers, 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 thumbs, thumbs, thumbs. Let us know, let us know, let us know. Now, of course, you need to know this criteria really, really well in the exam, because you need to know what the goalposts are, what you're being scored on, and what you're being assessed on. So if you don't know these yet, when it comes to your speaking, learn them straight away and apply your speaking to fulfilling that criteria as quickly as possible. We have Lynette has said clinical and linguistic, and everyone else on the other channels is saying the exact same, linguistic and clinical, etc., etc. Fantastic, guys. That is exactly what they are. There are two sets of criteria, the linguistic criteria and the clinical communication criteria. Now, how are they different? And what is different about them? Let's just go very, very quickly through the four sets of criteria. There's many lessons that Swoosh English do, which actually divide all of these criteria into lessons bespoke on the skills you need to actually fulfill in order to score highly in them. I'm going to go very quickly through them really, really now, very, very quickly now. So linguistic criteria, we have four different sub-criteria. They are intelligibility, fluency, appropriateness of language, and the resources of grammar and expression. I'll just go full screen here for everyone so that you can all see this. So intelligibility is your pronunciation, intonation, and accent. Key tip, accent, you should not try and put on a native speaking English accent if you can't do it. So don't do that. I hear a lot of candidates try and replicate a native English speaker. All you have to do is neutralize it and minimize it. Draw out your sounds and speak a little bit slower. Fluency is the impact of the speed and smoothness of your speeches. Fluency is not always just about, guys, it's not always just about speaking as fast as you can. Fluency is also about you being able to maintain a rate of speech with as little interruption, hesitation, and repetition as possible. So slow your speaking speed down just a little bit to maintain that speaking speed as long as you're speaking fast enough. Top tip for that. Then you have the appropriateness of language. So are you using a professional tone? Is your listener understanding you okay? Are they comfortable in what you're saying and how you're saying it? And then finally, we have resources of grammar and expression, your grammatical accuracy and vocabulary choices and how well they understand them. Of course, you have to use a suitable complicated level of grammar and vocabulary for OET, but don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be, you know? You're trying to obviously communicate, and if you're trying to use lots of fancy grammatical expressions, you might confuse the listener. So understand what is appropriate for the OET exam in advance and what isn't, and apply that on the day of the exam for great effect, guys. So let's now move on quickly to the clinical communication criteria. I'll go full screen again, just so that you can hear that. So we have relationship building, understanding and incorporating, providing structure, information gathering, and information giving. Okay. We're going to focus a lot on this one today, guys, as well as this one to a certain extent as well. Relationship building. We're going to go through the skills, of course, of building rapport, demonstrating empathy, and offering reassurance to the patient today. And that comes under the criteria of relationship building. So if you can do these three things quite well, then you're doing a good job of building that relationship and scoring highly in this scoring criteria. But also involving the patient in a conversation and having a two-way dialogue are really, really important. But make sure, of course, that you learn all of these in your own OET preparation, guys. It's really, really, really important. Okay, let's go back to see my face. So let's go through some of our top tips today in terms of how we can do well in relationship building for OET speaking. So rapport and empathy. What is rapport? Well, rapport is a close relationship in which the people or groups concerned understand each other's feelings or ideas and communicate well. And that's essentially what you're doing when building a relationship. You're understanding what the patient wants, how they feel, and you're communicating well to make sure that their feelings are set, they're understood, and they're ultimately getting what they want and they feel understood in their concerns, in why they're here to see you today about their medical ailment, etc. So empathy is somewhat similar, but it is the ability to understand and share feelings of another. So the two skills of building rapport and empathy are important for building that relationship with a patient. So here's a few tips that you can use to demonstrate rapport and build empathy with the patient in your OET role plays. So what of course we should use are direct empathetic phrases, and phrases which have been designed to express that feeling. And of course, there are a lot of empathetic phrases that you can use, to the extent where you might get actually overwhelmed with the amount that you can use. It's also important to learn which ones you should use and maybe which ones that you shouldn't. So I'm going to get anyone who's new to OET today started off with a few empathetic phrases. And also you feel free to practice if you know them today. I'm going to demonstrate and drill a few of them to also express that empathy when you're speaking to them today. So one, of course, that you can use and say is, oh, I am sorry to hear that. Number two, I am sorry to hear you feel that way. Number three, I can imagine you are feeling scared, stressed, anxious, angry, upset, etc., etc. And four, this must be a difficult situation for you. These are used commonly in successful OET speaking role plays whenever a patient has expressed a pain point, an emotional pain, or they're upset about something, they're concerned about something, they're scared about what their diagnosis means. But it's also really important to, when you are given these empathetic phrases, not to say them really flatly like a robot, but to actually to express that empathy to them. That's really important after the OET exam when you've taken it. When you are in a clinical situation, you want to make the patient feel your empathy. So I'm going to just model a few ways that we could do that. And you guys are more than welcome to practice along. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. I am sorry to hear that you feel that way. I can imagine you are feeling scared. Oh, I can imagine that you're feeling stressed. Oh, that must be a difficult situation for you. So just make sure that you draw out those sounds, model your intonation appropriately. If you need more practice with that, then we in Swoosh English can do so in our pronunciation lessons around modeling some of these phrases. So there's 4 phrases for you guys. Take a note of them. If we do some role play practice today, you might as well use them in your own practice as well as today. Now, what else can we do to express empathy and rapport? Well, it's also important that you open the conversation appropriately in a friendly manner. You really want to set the tone for the conversation going really well. And the first thing you should do is show the patient, I'm listening. I understand you. I want to help you today. So I'm going to go through a few different opening phrases for an OET consultation as well as a general consultation. And I want you to tell me which is more inviting. Which doctor would you prefer to speak to and tell them about your concerns, your stresses, your fears? And which one would you say, I'm not so sure? So number 1, good morning. My name is Dr. Joanne Smith. What is your name? Number 2, hello, I'm Dr. Joanne Smith. I am one of the surgical doctors. How are you today? And can I check how you prefer to be called? So let me know in the chat box, guys. Which of these phrases do you find more inviting? Which one would you rather speak to? And tell them all about your concerns and your fears and your anxieties that you have about why you're in the consultation with the doctor today. Would you prefer to speak to doctor number 1, or would you prefer to speak to doctor number 2? Let me know, guys, in the chat box. Looking forward to seeing your responses. Yep, 2. Obviously, guys, thank you very, very much. Obviously, we'd rather speak to number 2. It's just much more inviting. It's much more personal, you know? How are you today? They're already inviting you to talk about themselves. And how would you prefer to be called? So there's a way of developing rapport by showing to the patient that you are opening up the conversation and that you are welcoming them to them. So keep that in mind when you're giving your consultations. How can your opener be effective and demonstrate empathy? Okay, let's try again, guys. Another example. Which one is more inviting? Number 1, thank you, Mrs. Brown. Now tell me, what has you here today? Or number 2, thank you, John. I understand you have asked to see me as you have some concerns about your operation. I am here to answer them as best as I can. How can I make you feel at ease? Yeah, once again, which one do you think is more inviting? Send me in the chat box, guys. I know it's pretty obvious, but let me know in the chat box. Number 1, now tell me, what has you here today? The doctor almost seems like they're impatient, right? They're impatient. They don't really invite me to speak, you know? Number 2, I understand you want to see me today and you have some concerns. They're showing empathy and trying to establish rapport and warming you up to speak about the issue as it is. I am here to answer them as best as I can. How can I make you feel at ease? Wow. The empathy coming off this, the rapport, it encourages me to speak up. So when you are doing your own OET role plays, try and do the exact same thing. How can you encourage the patient to open up with phrases and wording like that? Okay, and finally, tip number 3 to demonstrate empathy and establish rapport is engage in what we call active listening and mirror responses appropriately. The OET roleplay is a two-way conversation, don't forget. It needs to go both ways between you and the patient. So when the patient is speaking, you have to also prove you are listening to them. So of course, what you should do when the patient is opening up about their diagnosis, their symptoms, about their fears, their anxiety, listen to what the patient is saying and use appropriate listening cues. Don't just sit there mute and listen. You can if you want, but at least nod your head or go, okay, right, I see. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, engage in some of the active listening cues to prove to the patient that you are listening. And if you can, repeat what you heard to the patient concisely to show them that you've taken on board what they've said and that you've ultimately understood it. And then finally, if you can, check with the patient to ensure that your reflection on what they said is correct as well. Now, here's an example of how that might be done. So the patient might have told you something, okay, and you might say to them, oh, that sounds difficult. So you are telling me that you find injecting yourself with an insulin pen challenging. Is that the case? They will say yes or no. So you're also opening up a closed question there as well. So respond with an empathetic phrase, repeat back to them what they said in your own words, and then ask them if your reflection is correct. So that's engaging in active listening. You've proved that you've listened to the patient, that you've understood them as well. So remember, active listening phrases, repeat what you said to them in your own word, and then ask a question to ensure that your reflection of what you've heard is understood, and that will engage in some active listening for them. Okay, guys, 3 top tips to demonstrate empathy and rapport in your OET speaking role plays. We'll get on to offering reassurance after the first role play today, but those are 3 tips for you in the meantime. So guys, in a minute, what we're going to do is we're actually going to get stuck in to our first OET speaking role play of the day. I'm just going to bring this up full screen on the screen that you're watching. Here are a few questions I'm going to ask today. I'm going to reflect upon them in your speaking role play today. And basically, they're questions which reflect how well that you've done in linguistic criteria and the clinical communication criteria. Okay, so 4 questions for clinical communication criteria and 5 on linguistic criteria. And those who get a chance to do some speaking role play practice today, I'm going to give you a few pointers in all of them. Okay, now the first question, clinical communication criteria, did the speaker speak in a way that offered empathy and support? I'm going to focus a lot on that today and also see how well you did use some of those phrases and some of those tips today in the session itself. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Let's get into the first OET mock speaking role play today. And make sure, of course, if you are doing some OET mock speaking today, that you have a piece of piece of paper and a pen handy so you can actually engage in some note taking. It's really, really important. And if you are, of course, engaging in some speaking practice today as well, internet connection needs to be good, ideally, quiet environments, and if you can, turn on your camera as well. It just makes it much more interesting. I want to know you. I want to speak to you. It'll make you feel more easy if we can establish a bit of rapport beforehand. And by doing so, I think turning on your camera is really, really good. So my advice to you, if you want to do some speaking today, is to do that. Okay. So guys, let's get into the first role play card today. So the first role play we're doing today is for a nurse. So nurses, you are first up today. Here is the role play card. As you can see, we have the setting, the nurse's background information, and then the task notes. What we're going to do in a minute is I'm going to just send an invite link into the chat box where you're watching. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you will see an invite link that says nurses join here. If you want to join, come on in, turn on your camera, ensure your internet is good to go. You've got a quiet background as well. I'll give everyone 3 minutes to prepare the role play as you would in the day of the OET exam officially. And then once it's done, I'll invite someone into the studio. We'll have a brief chat, and then we'll get stuck into the role play for about 5 minutes. Sound good, guys? Okay, that is the case. I'm going to turn off my camera, put this image full screen, and I'll give you all a bit of time to start preparing for your OET speaking role play today. Remember, nurses only when you are coming in this time. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you all in a moment. Good luck with your preparation. And of course, I recommend everyone prepares for this OET role play, even if you don't get a chance to speak today. Thanks very much. Speak to you soon. Okay, guys, and that is time. Wow, 3 minutes fly by when you're preparing for your OET exam, right? The speaking exam can be the longest or the shortest part of the exam, depending on how things are going, right? So, well, we got one very, as I like to say in English, got to use a wee idiom here, keen bean, who's come into the session today. Keen bean being someone who's really wanting to take part in some OET speaking practice. She's got a camera on, she's smiling because she knows I'm talking about her. Irene, I'm going to turn on your camera now in a second and give you a chance to come and join me today. So 3, 2, 1, and hello, Irene. Can you
Hello.
hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, please. I can see you.
Give me a second, Irene. Let me just change the audio on my end. Hello, Irene.
Hello.
Yes, there we go. I can hear you now and see you okay. How are you today?
Okay. I'm fine, and you?
Very well, very well. It's very, very nice to meet you today. Can you tell me a bit
Nice to
about
meet
you?
you too.
Where are you
My name is
from? Are you
Irene. I'm from Ghana.
from Ghana? Very nice. And are you a nurse?
Yes, I'm a nurse. A registered
Fantastic.
nurse.
That's very good. And when are you taking the OET exam?
I'll be taking it in Nigeria because we don't have a center in Ghana.
So you're taking it in Nigeria, but when are you taking the OET exam?
I'll be taking it in Nigeria on the 19th of next month.
The 19th of February. Wow. Are you feeling ready?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Confidence is really, really important. Very good. So I'd love to go through a bit of OET speaking practice with you today. Are you ready to do so?
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Fantastic. Okay. So, Irene, before we begin in this conversation today, I just want you to breathe, relax, and enjoy the experience as much as you can. I know it's a stressful situation practicing for OET speaking, but give it your best. Enjoy it as much as possible, and I'll give you some feedback on your OET speaking today. Okay?
Okay.
Sure, sure. So, I'm going to bring up the role play card on the screen, and it's over to you when you want to begin. You just let me know when you're ready to go. We'll go through the role play. I'll time you for 5 minutes and we'll see how it goes from there. Okay?
Okay.
Sure. Just let me know when you're ready to begin, Irene, and I will start the timer.
Okay. Please, I'm ready.
Sure. You can begin and I'll start the timer.
Okay. Please, my name is Irene, one of the nurses in this ward. Please, how may I help you?
Hi, Nurse Irene. I'm just really irritated. I'm really, really irritated. I've been waiting for an hour to see the doctor, not for me, for my daughter, and she hasn't been seen by the doctor yet. I mean, she's not well. You can see her, and I just want to know why I can't be seen by the doctor. What's going on?
Okay, please, before I start, please, how may I address you?
She's got like a chest tightness. I mean, I think she might have asthma. That's the issue. She's got a chest tightness. She's coughing. She's wheezing. She's finding it hard to breathe, and she's quite scared. She's quite scared by all
Okay,
of this. Mhm.
okay. Please, I do understand how you are feeling right now, but can you please tell me your name?
Oh, my name's Scott. My name's Scott. My
Okay,
daughter's name is Lucy. Is Lucy.
okay. Hello, Lucy. How are you? Okay, Mr. Scott, I'm very sorry to I want you to understand that the emergency department is actually busy right now, and all the doctors are engaged in taking care of critical cases. But I want to assure you
Yes. Okay. I understand it's busy. And but as you can see, I think my daughter needs to be seen by someone. I mean, can you help me though? In the meantime, is there anything you can do to help, nurse?
Oh, yes. Can you please tell me about your daughter's condition, how it all started?
Yes, well, as I said, she's been suffering from chest tightness, wheezing, coughing, difficulty breathing. She's very agitated, and that's why I'm here today, because she's scared and I'm quite scared because of it.
Okay. Understand how you feel. I'm also a parent, and I know how it feels like when a child is not feeling well. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I want to come and attend
Thank you,
to you.
nurse.
Please, okay. And I would like to brief you about what the doctor will be doing to your daughter. Perform some diagnosis for you
Hmm.
after the assessment. Please, how is that is that okay with you?
That'd be good if we can get some preparation work done. Do you think she has asthma, nurse? Just listening to her, seeing her, hearing her right now, do you think she has asthma?
Well, it is not in my scope of job description to give diagnosis to patients. So I want to reassure you that when the doctor comes in after the assessment, the doctor will give the diagnosis, and then we will take up from there. I want to really assure you that everything will be fine. Your child will be well, and your child will be okay when the doctor comes in. Please, is that okay with you?
Well, that's good to know. As long as as long as you think she's fine, I'm happy to know. I'm a bit anxious, nurse. Sorry. I'm sorry. Um, is there anything that can be done
Okay.
now? Can you do anything now for her to
Um,
help her symptoms while we wait?
okay. Please. I would like you to relax. I would like you to calm down, and I will perform the child's vital signs right now. The baseline vital signs, and keep for the doctor, so that when the doctor comes, everything will go on smoothly. Please, is that okay for me to perform that vital signs
Yeah,
for your child?
please take her vital signs. Just make sure there's nothing wrong with her. And if you can make her relaxed and help me relax, we'd be happy. We'd be very happy. Whew.
Okay. 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 And then I will take the vital signs now whilst we wait for the doctor to come in.
Sure, sure.
I want to
Okay,
assure you
thanks,
that
nurse. Thank you very much. It makes me feel more relaxed that you think she's okay.
everything will be okay. Okay, you are welcome.
Okay, and that's the end of the role play. Well done, Irene. How do you feel in doing the role play with me?
I feel very nervous, and I'm really happy. I didn't know you would choose me. I
Oh,
feel
I'm
very, very
sure.
nervous, and
I know. I had to act the agitated patient, right? I had to change from nice guy into help me, Irene, help me, please help me. You're thinking, what is going on here? But yeah, there was a few audio problems here and there, but I was
okay,
able to get the gist of your conversation and understand it very, very well. So well done with doing that on the internet and also being
okay,
anxious too. I'm going to go through a bit of feedback in your OET
okay.
roleplay speaking practice now, if that's okay. I'll give you a few little pointers of things you did
That's
well and a few things I
yes,
think you
it's
could have
okay with
improved
me.
on. Sure. So let's go
Okay,
through. The first question: did you speak clearly and were easy to understand? I think you spoke clearly, but the internet told me that you didn't. So I can't really judge it on that, right? But I think that you spoke at a nice you spoke at a nice consistent speed. You enunciated your words properly. I think your pronunciation and your intonation was good as well. So no problems with that for what I could see. Well done. Did you speak fluently and smoothly with
thank you.
few hesitations and false starts? There were a few. there were a few and you kind of broke down what you were saying, and that comes with anxiety and nerves. And also, being on the internet doesn't help as well. Doing this in front of me, you're in Ghana, I'm in Ireland. There's going to be a few breakdowns here and there, but as long as you can contain your nerves on the exam day and go through as consistently as you can, that would be great. Okay. Did you use appropriate language and tone? For the most points. But if I were a patient and I heard, I'm sorry, but we're very, very busy, we can't see you right now, just be careful in terms of how you express that, because I think a bit more of an
Okay.
empathetic tone or rephrasing that would have been really important. Say, Scott, I am so, so sorry that we can't see you right now, but rest assured we are doing our best to be sure that your daughter will be seen as soon as possible. If you say, we're just very busy, the patient's like, that's not my problem, solve it. So always, when it comes to any problems that are out of your control, like busyness, express it in a way that the patient will be seen as soon as possible and apologize about that. I know the doctor and the nurse is like, oh, we can't see you now, we can't, but express it in a nice, friendly way to show that empathy.
Okay. Thank you.
And did you use relevant and correct vocabulary and grammatical structures? I didn't hear any serious errors when you were doing that. Everything was linked together well. There might have been a few small preposition mistakes, in versus at, for example, but nothing that made me go, what? I'm not sure what you mean. So I understood exactly what you meant. Okay. On to the clinical communication criteria. Did you speak in a way that offered empathy and support? I think you did, minus that part where you said we are very busy, but you offered lots of reassurance. Let me reassure you, everything's going to be okay. Your daughter will be fine. Is this okay for you? You offered plenty of reassurance throughout that role play, which is really, really good. Did you listen to the patient and respond effectively and appropriately? For the most part, you did. But I think once again, nerves, they have an information breakdown with the computer. But I told you about what my daughter was experiencing, and then you asked me again, what's she experiencing? And I had to repeat myself. So that might have been a sign that you didn't listen to what I was saying. So just be really, really careful about that. Now, the internet might have given up at that point, but try and flow through the role play as well as you can. But speaking about the role play, you did flow through it very well. I've seen a lot of the points that you answered in those 5 minutes. So you were showing progression from A to B, which is very good. And overall, was I satisfied with the delivery of your information? Yeah, for the most part, I was. I might have been a bit annoyed when you said, we are very busy, we can't see you now, as a doctor, or as a patient. There might have been, when I had to repeat myself to you, I might have been a bit frustrated having to say the same thing again about my daughter's symptoms. But for the most part, you did all you could. There wasn't much you could do, right? That was a role play in which you have to, show a lot of empathy, demonstrate rapport, and offer lots of reassurance, because there's not much you could do. You're waiting for the doctor to come and see the patient. So that was what you had to do. It's just keep the patient calm, offer them support, offer them reassurance, and I think you did quite a good job of that. Okay. How was that for you? And how
I was
was that
very
for you, Irene?
I think it was okay.
Very, very good. Yeah,
It's very good for me. It was okay.
it is. It is. Practice
Yes.
makes perfect, as they say. Practice makes perfect. So just keep those few things in mind about making sure that you're always offering support, you're showing empathy and being apologetic about a few situations, and you'll be good to go in a role play with something like that. Okay. Irene, it's been
Thank
lovely
you very
speaking
much.
to you today. Thanks a lot for taking part in the role play. I really appreciate it. And I think everyone who wants to wish Irene good luck in her OET exam next month, say in the comments, good luck, Irene. We want you to pass well in your OET exam. Send her a message of encouragement. And I also want to wish you the best of luck with your exam, Irene. And I hope it goes well.
Thank
And it's
you.
been lovely speaking to you. You're very welcome. Thank you, Irene.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the class.
Okay.
All right. And guys, that was Irene. Send in some comments. How did she get on? Did you think she did well on the role play? Anything I overlooked that she might not have, want to give her some other encouragement on? but also send her a message of good luck as well, as that's all what this class is about: encouraging, welcoming, having a conversation, and building a bit of a community as well. So guys, that is the first role play done. We'll be going into the second part of this class now. Probably about another 30 minutes or so left. But as I said, remember, we're going to be going through some techniques on how to offer reassurance. We're going to do a second role play now, in which we're going to get some doctors involved with the role play. But as I said, I'm offering those a free resource before we move on. I said at the very start of the class that I'm offering a free resource. Well, here it is. It is our OET Speaking Guide. You'll see a link coming in the chat box now in a moment, and it is a link to your free OET Speaking Guide, in which we go through everything we're doing in this class today. We'll talk you through the scoring criteria. We'll teach you how to build rapport, demonstrate empathy, organize the role play appropriately, ask appropriate questions, engage the listener in activity, and give you a checklist of things that you need to do so you can pass your OET exam first time on the big day. So you'll see this, guys, in the chat box now. It'll be a link to download your free OET Speaking Guide. You can see it now on the screen. Click the link in the comments and get access to your free speaking guide today. I'm just going to make sure everyone who's watching that has that. But yeah, please enjoy that speaking guide. We put a lot of work into making it. We want to make sure everyone's good to go with their OET speaking resource, and what a good resource for you from us at Swoosh English. As I said last time, click the link in the comments to download your free OET speaking guide today. And for any reason you missed this guide, you'll see at the bottom of the screen, it says email enquiries@swooshenglish.com. Send our team a message at enquiries@swooshenglish.com, and we'll make sure we get that guide for you, and anything else that you need with your OET preparation as well. Also, guys, if you're liking this session today, then make sure you do give us a like, give us a comment, follow us, subscribe to us while you're here for more content that we do at Swoosh English to help you guys pass your OET exam. Hopefully the first time, if not the next time that you take it. Okay, guys. So let's go through a few top tips on offering reassurance. We covered empathy. We've covered rapport. How can we offer reassurance? And Irene did a bit of a masterclass there. She was doing lots of phrases to offer reassurance in this. So what can we do? We'll keep this nice and quick before we go on to the next role play. What is reassurance? Well, reassurance, the definition of it is the action of removing someone's doubts or fears. So someone might be fearful about a given scenario, and you want to just inform the client, the patient or the client, that everything's fine. I'm going to make you feel better about the fears and the doubts that you have. And obviously, being medical professionals, that's going to happen quite a lot. So how can we offer reassurance? I'm going to go through a few useful phrases you can use here in context, and they will help you to fulfill that criteria as long as you're using them appropriately. Simple one that we can use. Let me reassure you. We take the noun of reassurance, we use the verb form. Let me reassure you that everything's going to be okay. Let me reassure you that what you're experiencing now will get better. Let me reassure you that you are fine. Are a few ways that we can use that. We can say, it is nothing to worry about. It's a bit more informal, but it is nothing to worry about. If they're talking about, for example, injecting themselves with an insulin pen. Oh, will it be painful? Will it hurt me? Oh, no, it's nothing to worry about, sir. It'll be fine. It won't be painful. We can say, there is nothing to be alarmed about. Being alarmed is when you're a heightened sense of stress or anxiety. So it's a bit of a synonymous phrase of, there's nothing to worry about. There is nothing to be alarmed about with you injecting yourself. It's not going to be painful. You will be fine. Speaking of that, don't worry. You are going to be fine. Don't worry. Everything is going to be okay. So let's go through them again. Let me reassure you, it is nothing to worry about. There is nothing to be alarmed about. Don't worry, you are going to be fine. And there's many phrases that you can use to offer reassurance. Learn a handful of ones that are appropriate, and learn them well, because you won't have to use all of them, and it can be a bit more confusing that way. Okay, guys. And last one, sorry, I forgot one. Rest assured, you will be fine. Rest assured, you will be okay. Rest assured, everything is going to be okay, etc., etc. Okay, I'll leave them on the screen one moment if you're taking a note of them, taking a screenshot of them. so you can use them in your own OET speaking practice moving forward. And as I also said as well, when you are offering reassurance, make sure it's reflected in your tone of voice. Very important when you become a doctor or a nurse in the UK, Australia, USA, etc., that you're also demonstrating the tone of voice, to the empathy that you're trying to offer as well. Don't say it flatly. Make the patient feel it, what you're saying too. And if you can get into the habit of doing that in your OET speaking role play, then it's going to set you up very well for that in the very end. Okay, guys, role play number 2 today, and we're moving on to our medicine practitioners now. So medicine practitioners, it's your time now to shine and show me what you can do for your OET speaking practice today. Excuse me. So once again, guys, quiet background, stable internet connection, and a camera just makes it much more interesting. I like speaking to a face and not speaking to this voice somewhere on the internet. There's going to be a link coming in to your chat box in which you are watching. Click on that link for a chance to come into the classroom today, and I'll pick someone to engage in some OET speaking practice with me today. So I'm going to turn off my camera, put this full screen. I'll give everyone about 3 minutes to prepare. I'll prepare myself, and we will take it from there. Good luck, everyone, and enjoy your preparation for your next OET speaking roleplay. Okay, everyone, and that is time for our second OET mock speaking role play today. Hope everyone had a really good time preparing for that role play and going forward with it. So let's see who would like to join me today for some OET speaking practice. I've got a couple of people who've joined me today. I'm going to give Helen a chance to join me for some OET speaking today. I'm going to add you to the screen now, Helen. If you can turn on your camera, that would be great. Hello, Helen. Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you turn on your mic? Hello, Helen. Are you there? Okay, I'm going to give a chance to someone else. Hello, Dimple. I'm going to turn on your camera today. Hello, Dimple. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Hi, good day. I'm good.
Very good. Can I
I'm sorry.
confirm if you are
Yeah,
a doctor or a nurse?
I am actually a nurse.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dimple. I'm going to have to give this
Yes,
chance to a doctor to speak today, but
sure.
enjoy the rest of
No
the
worries.
session. Thank you very, very
Thank you.
much. I'm going to turn on Linto. Linto, hello.
Sorry, I'm the nurse as well.
Are you a nurse as well? Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
these nurses
sorry
want to
about
be
it.
doctors so much. No problem, Linto. Fourth time lucky. Anyone is a doctor in the session today and wants to join me, please come on ahead. It'd be nice if we have doctors in today and those who want to join. Alex, I'm going to give you a chance to join me today. Hello, Alex. You are currently on air. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clearly. Can I confirm with
Perfect.
you? Are you a doctor or a nurse?
Actually, I'm a pharmacist, but I would like to try this role play.
You want to try the role play? Well, if
Yes,
that's
if it's
the case,
possible.
why not? Why not? Since we don't seem to have many doctors in here today, I'm going to give you a chance to do some speaking practice with
Uh,
Alex.
Actually, I have a technical problem. If you can add the screen on the not on Facebook, because if I play the Facebook and the room, I hear double. So
Okay, what you should
let's see
do
if
then is turn off your mic on your second Facebook screen. You should do that.
1 second. Give me 1 second,
So just
please.
turn off your audio in your Facebook screen, and then you'll just hear the audio in the StreamYard studio today. That should work for you.
Wait a second, please, because now the it's a technical problem. I'm so sorry.
Let me know, Alex, when you got it sorted. Second, that'll give you a chance to come and join me.
Yes, now I can see you finally. I'm sorry.
Fantastic. I'm very happy to hear that. Alex, tell me a bit about yourself.
Yes, now I can see you finally. I'm sorry. No, give me a second. I will open it on my phone. I'm so sorry.
You're fine, Alex. I'll give you a minute or two while we're waiting.
Yes, so can you post the role play now?
I think it sounds good. I just want to know a bit about you first, Alex. Where are you from? When are you taking the OET exam?
So now I'm based in London. I will have my OET exam on 5th of February. I just received the confirmation for my exam. And yes,
And do you feel prepared for your exam at this point? It's 1 week's time.
I think so.
Okay, that's a good answer. I think so is better than no, so well done. Okay, let's get going with this role play. I want everyone to wish Alex a bit of luck for the OET exam next week. Amazing. And I'll surely give her a bit of practice today with her OET preparation. Okay, so here's the role play on the screen. Alex, whenever you are ready, you can take part, start speaking, and we'll take it from there.
Perfect. So, good morning. My name is Alexandra. I'm the doctor in charge today. How is Matthew? It's nice to see you again. How is Matthew today?
Oh, thanks, doctor, for seeing him today. I'm here today from this follow-up consultation, and he's been, he has asthma, and I'm a bit worried about him because I don't know much about this condition. I don't know what to do. And when he has a cough or a fit or he wakes up at night, I get very, very scared. And I'm just here for some advice, really.
Very good. I'm glad that you came back. What I wanted to ask you first is what did you learn after the experience that you had 2 days ago?
Oh, I've learned I know nothing really. I don't know much, and I get very, very afraid whenever he has some symptoms. For example, doctor, he woke up coughing in the middle of the night. He's got a fever that's developed, and sometimes he has difficulty breathing, and I get very afraid about that when that happens.
Yes, I totally understand. These are common symptoms for asthma.
Mhm.
And 2 days ago, your son had an asthma attack, and now you came back for a follow-up consultation. And I want to take this opportunity to explain you again what asthma means. Uh,
Mhm.
do you want to do that?
Yes, please.
So, asthma it's a very common condition, especially amongst kids. And when your child has an asthma attack, the airways are narrow, so the oxygen cannot go to the lungs. Uh,
Mhm.
and then there are asthma attacks who are characterized by symptoms as shortness, such as shortness of breath, wheezing, and coughing. Are these symptoms common for your child?
Yes, as I said, he's been experiencing these quite a lot, doctor.
I know because, as I told you, these are common symptoms for asthma, and what you have to do is to learn how to manage them so you can avoid an unpleasant situation. Um, what would you like to know better about his condition?
What I'd like to know is when he does experience these, doctor, what can I do to prevent it or manage it? That'd be great.
So the most important thing is that he has his treatment with salbutamol with the inhaler.
Mhm.
And something else that you can do is to identify the triggers. Do you know what triggers are?
No, could you tell me more?
Yes, so triggers are things that produce the asthma attacks.
Mhm.
Some of the triggers may be dust mites, mold, and cigarette smoke. So
Mm.
you have to keep your child away from these factors, and this way you will ensure that he will not have asthma attacks. Do you think you can do that?
I will certainly look into it and see if anything is triggering him, doctor. That's great. I got a couple of questions. Do you mind
Yes,
answering? Sorry.
please. Yes,
Um,
please.
what he's experienced so far seems to be quite mild. What if something more severe happened? What would I do then?
Yes, I'm glad that you asked this because it's very important in the management of his symptoms. If you notice something unusual like shortness of breath
Mhm.
and the number of the asthma attacks increases, then you have to seek medical assistance as soon as possible and call the ambulance whenever necessary. In the meantime, you have to ensure that the airways of your son are free so he can breathe as much as possible till the ambulance or someone else will help you. But hopefully, this will not be the
Mhm.
situation if you use salbutamol, as I told you, twice daily.
Sure.
And
That's good.
let me explain you something else. You have to be sure that your son's teacher knows about his condition and he has the inhaler with him all the time at school, especially before he plays any sport. Do you think you can do that?
I will make sure he has an inhaler at all times. Yeah.
Perfectly. Let me reassure you that the prognosis that your son's prognosis is good, and if you understand the triggers that we spoke about before, and you know exactly what you have to do in acute situation, in emergency situation,
Mhm.
um, this disease is totally manageable, and your child can have a totally normal life. What I can do for you is provide you with a booklet on asthma action plan, and
Oh, okay.
I can also arrange some consultations monthly at the beginning to be sure that you know everything about this disease. How does that sound for you?
That sounds great, Doctor. Thanks very much. I got one quick question to ask before we finish. But will
Yes,
he
please.
always have asthma, or will his condition improve? Will he ever not have asthma again?
So actually, asthma is a chronic disease. That means that he will have
Mm.
all his life with asthma. But if you manage it correctly and he takes the right treatment, he can have or he can avoid asthma attacks. This way, he will have a normal life.
Oh, okay,
What do you
okay.
think about this?
Oh, it's disappointing, but I understand that it needs to be treated. So we have to just think about how we can manage this moving forward. And I really appreciate your advice today, Doctor, about
Thank you
what we.
very much for visiting me today and see you at your next consultation with Matthew. Take care
Thank,
now.
thank you very much, Doctor. Goodbye.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
sorry, I should say pharmacist. And we're done, Alex. Well done for the role play. How do you feel about it?
Thank you. So yes, excluding the technical issues from the beginning, yes, I feel fine. It was new for me because it was a doctor role play and not a pharmacist one, but the role plays were similar. So yes, I felt
Oh,
confident
okay.
to.
Oh, that's great.
try it.
So, yeah, we're not assessing you on your technical abilities today, but you seem to feel quite comfortable and confident doing that. Am I right?
Say that again, please.
You seem to have felt quite comfortable and confident in that role play today. Is that right?
Yes. Why not?
All right.
It's a common condition. Asthma, it's a common condition for healthcare professionals.
Yeah.
So
Well done, Will. You aced it. Well done. Let's go through a bit of feedback with for you with this overall. So let's scroll on to the next slide. So, did you speak clearly and were easy to understand? Yes, you did. You were very clear. You got a nice inflection when you speak. There's nothing about your pronunciation or intonation that made me not understand you. Did you speak fluently and smoothly? Yes, I think you did. There was very little hesitation, but I just think maybe you could just have brought down your speaking speed just a little bit, for extra clarity when you're speaking. Not because I didn't, but maybe the rapidity of you speaking. Think about your patients when you're speaking as well. Could they follow along with your speaking speed? Also, sometimes you were speaking so rapidly, I felt like you cut me off. I was answering, and before I had finished speaking, you had answered my question already. And I could tell, Alex, that was probably because you were in the zone. You were thinking, oh, this role play, I know my answer. But remember to listen to the patient as well and give the patient a chance to speak.
yes,
Okay?
that's right.
Just be careful about that. Engage in active listening, give the patient a chance to speak. Did you use appropriate language and tone? You were suitably clinical for a doctor, so well done with that. And did you use relevant and correct vocabulary and grammatical structures? Yeah, of course. There's going to be a few small errors here and there, such as when you said asthma, who is characterized by, so it should be
That
asthma.
I know.
That is
That's a
characterized
glitch.
by. But no, very small errors with prepositions, the relative clause there was a small error, but apart from that, completely understood you throughout. Now, did you speak in a way that offered empathy and support? I thought you were great at reassurance. I thought you were great at building rapport by mirroring what I've said, repeating it back to me, and asking if I've understood. But I think a little bit more empathy could have been in there. I'm sorry to feel that you hear this way, Scott, about your son. Oh, don't worry, Scott. Your son is going to be fine. It's okay. And I like how you did that about the chronic condition at the end. Okay? I thought that was quite good, but maybe a little bit more empathetic phrases throughout that role play would have been good. Did you
Yes.
listen to the patient and respond effectively and appropriately? You did. As I said, you get great reassurance, great responses. You checked I've understood, but remember to also give me a chance to speak and try not to cut the patient off when they're speaking, which you did a couple of times because you're nervous and you're anxious and you want the role play to be over. I'm like, oh, can I be finished? Can I have my B, please? Thank you.
That's right.
No, but was the delivery of the information structured appropriately? I think it was. You throw through the role play points really well, but the role play was a little bit on the long side. It came in at over 6 minutes. So you might have to reduce that a little bit when you're doing some speaking in your own time. The role play isn't timed strictly at 5 minutes, okay? But you do want to keep it as close to 5 minutes as possible. So think about ways that you can speak about your points more concisely, because you have to move from one to the other very, very quickly, okay?
Yes.
Finally, was I satisfied with your delivery of information? I was 100%. I came in anxious about my son. You reassured me. You can do this. Check for mites, check for dust, check for molds. Get the salbutamol inhaler. It's nothing to be worried about. If it's more serious, do this. It's chronic, don't worry. It can be managed. I came in anxious and worried. I came out thinking, wow, Dr. Alex, amazing. Wow, what a great doctor. So well done for that role play today. Really, really good.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Couple of
Scott.
things. Remember, just be careful of your time management and engage. Make sure that you are not cutting off the patient when they are answering. Okay, and bring that speaking speed down just a little bit, or a couple of
Yes.
small things I would say to you about that.
I
Okay,
will definitely. Yes, thank you very much.
you are very welcome, Alex. Everyone, let's wish Alex best of luck with her OET exam next week. Wow. I hope it goes really well for you. I hope you ace it like anyone else is here. Let's just send Alex a quick message of encouragement. And I wish you the best of luck, Alex, with that, with your OET performance next week. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome and a pleasure speaking to you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys. And that was Alex. Well done to Alex for taking part in that OET speaking role play. I hope that you enjoyed too. Feel free to send her a few comments and messages as well, offering your encouragement or even a few things that you think she could have done in the role play as well. But it was of a pretty high standard overall. So guys, let's get stuck into the final part of this lesson today. We talked a lot about OET speaking, and of course, speaking is why a lot of you guys are here today. And as a reminder, well, of course, how do you pass your OET exam the first time? That's what you're here for. Well, you need these things in place in order to do so. You need the motivation to succeed. I want to improve my life. I want to move to another country for X, Y, and Z reasons. Most of you guys have that. You need sufficient time to do it as well. Make sure you're preparing for the exam in time. You're giving yourself enough time so you can fulfill your goals of OET passing. You need appropriate tools. You need good resources, live classes, your writing being corrected, mock role play, speaking practice today, other mock exams, the tools to prepare. And finally, you also need support and feedback. When you have questions about your OET prep, how are they answered? Are you getting feedback on your speaking? Are you getting feedback on your writing? Are you seeing consistent improving time and time again? Now, do you have all of these? Because if you don't, you need to make sure that you do. And often the things I see missing in someone's OET prep is the support and feedback element, critical to getting those B scores. Now it comes to speaking, of course, I want to remind everyone about our free speaking guide. I did see a few comments of people saying I can't download that. I'm going to send a different link in now and hope that works for you guys. So check the comments, but there is a link to our speaking guide in the comments, guys. In our free speaking guide, you're going to get access to a 20-page guide on all aspects of OET speaking, the criteria, demonstrating empathy, offering reassurance, organizing the role play, checking for understanding, asking closed questions, asking open questions, what vocabulary is appropriate to use, a speaking checklist for you in order to improve from A to Z, plus much, much, much more, guys. Make sure, of course, you click in that link right now and get access to your free speaking guide. Just give me a minute to make sure that everyone has access to that free speaking guide. It's completely free, guys. There's a few other little bonuses in there as well, compiled by our expert OET teachers here at Swoosh English, including myself, guys. So enjoy that guide. It's my gift to you. Give me a second, guys. Just make sure that link is good to go in the YouTube feed. There we go, YouTubers. You now have access to that speaking guide as well. So clicking the link in the comments. If that doesn't work, email enquiries@swooshenglish.com and may I be very, very happy to send you this free speaking guide direct your inbox, all for completely free. Also, guys, maybe you're you've liked today's session, you've enjoyed what we do at Swoosh English, how we teach and how we can help you pass your OET exam the first time, maybe you're ready to take a paid option with us. So 2 recommendations I have for everyone, but if your exam is coming up in less than 6 weeks, our OET intensive package is just for you, a short-term crash course designed to get you that B score. And if your exam is coming up in more than 6 weeks, then we recommend our OET Deluxe package. Maybe you haven't booked your exam yet, and I recommend you don't book your exam until you're ready to give yourself a higher chance of passing. Then we recommend our OET Deluxe package for you. What will you get in these packages? You'll get access to an exam readiness test, a mini mock OET exam designed to show you where you are in your OET preparation. We have video courses on all skills of speaking, reading, writing, and listening, plus quizzes in order for you to develop those skills. We have live OET classes all week, including mock speaking classes like was done today, and even live writing correction classes as well. So you can send your writing corrections into our teachers to mark in real time, or you can practice your OET speaking practice with teachers in a class in real time as well. All of the classes are recorded, so if you're busy doctors and nurses, pharmacists, you can watch them at any time, making it fully flexible. We offer a writing correction service. Submit your OET writing case notes to our teacher. You'll have marked feedback on all of the sections with a score, grade, and suggestions for improvement within 24 hours. We have mock OET exams as well, more exams for you to improve time and time again to see if you're getting better, plus much, much more inside those. And if you're interested, guys, please click on the link that's appearing in the chat box now. Our intensive course is for those who need more practice, who only have less than 6 weeks until their exam prep. And the deluxe course is for those who haven't booked their exam yet or is taking it in more than 6 weeks. Have a look at those preparation courses, guys. We're more than happy to help you guys pass your OET exam in the meantime. Thank you very much. Okay, so what is next today? Next thing and last thing I want to announce is, as an OET All-Star here at Swoosh English, we do monthly free live classes, including this one. The next one will be another OET mock speaking session in which we'll go into more information about other aspects of the OET roleplay that you need to fulfill. That will be 9 a.m. UK time, February the 25th. So the February the 25th, 9 a.m. UK time will be the next OET mock speaking exam. So if you're still preparing for your OET exam at that point, come along and join us on our Swoosh English Facebook channel or YouTube channel for a chance to do some more OET speaking. Maybe you can't wait that long. Come and join one of our Swoosh English preparation packages today and get lots of OET mock speaking practice classes every week, so you prepare and pass your OET exam in time. Guys, that is the end of the session today. Thank you so much for coming along today. I so appreciate everyone's time today, and I want to wish everyone the best of luck with their OET prep. Well done to Irene and well done to Alex, our students today taking part in the role plays. Want to wish them the best of luck in their OET prep. A final reminder, guys, download your free speaking guide today by clicking on the link in the chat box. Download your free speaking guide. It's only available for those who have come to this class. If you're not in the class right now, you're not going to get a chance to access this guide. It will be disappearing very soon, limited time only. And make sure you join us. Follow us on Facebook. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube if you're watching as well, so you can follow along with Swoosh English in real time with all the content that we put up on a weekly basis. So thanks very much, guys, once again for coming along. Let me know if you enjoyed the class as well. Our team are watching. We will be seeing what else we can do and how you enjoyed this session as well. So I look forward to seeing everyone again in about a month's time. And if not, come along and join us at Swoosh English and join our preparation options for you to practice well before that month is up. Thanks a lot. I'm Scott from Swoosh English. It's been a pleasure hosting you guys today. Take care. Good luck with your prep. Maybe see you at Swoosh English very soon. Take care. Goodbye. See you later.